Hello, listener. This is Aaliyah. I just wanted to give everyone a warning that I did not record the first 30 minutes of our podcast, so you're just going to be jumping right on into that conversation with us. But please enjoy. You are now listening to the Black and Bougie podcast with your hosts, Tamia and Aaliyah.
But I knew that she was going to be VP, so it was just like, okay, I'm prepared for that. What I was not prepared for was the spew of people saying, well, I'm not voting now. Because what y'all were just saying last week was, I don't care if I had to stand in an 8-hour long line to vote Trump out. That's what I'm going to do. But now you're not voting. And what bothered me the most, even though like I understand the concept of all skin folk ain't kinfolk, I understand that concept, but it kind of bothered me more that it was mostly Black women saying, I'm not voting anymore because Kamala's on the thing. What?
So you think not voting for her is going to be any better than voting for her? That's basically what you're saying. I refuse to vote for her, so there's going to be more votes going on to the opposite side. No, honey, that's not how this works. Even though we won the electoral college, we got to make sure we got the rest going for us too.
That, like, seeing those tweets, I literally deleted Twitter off my phone.
You did?
Yeah. I think I'm to the point where I'm about to get rid of Twitter. Even though I love my laughs, it's something about just scrolling through Twitter and just, like, crying, laughing at your phone for hours. But, like, for over the past 2 months, me and Twitter have just, like, for my mental health and my stress and my anxiety, it's had to go. Like, it has had, like, because I'm sitting here trying to figure out, has the past 4 years have they not been horrible for everybody else? They've
been terrible
for me. That's what I was thinking. But for some reason, people are willing to sit through another 4. They just want to. And I don't get it. Because I'm literally sitting here thinking, like, the reason why we're going through all of this right now, we're having to be in the house and having, like, no control over, like, this COVID-19 stuff, is because he fired some people last year that our pandemic control team somehow got let go last year.
Oh, they just got rid of the whole thing. They threw everything out the window, and then they reorganized everything. That's what happened. They said, "Oh, Pence got it." And I'm just like, oh, what?
So, like,
what he know?
y'all are complaining about how all of this was handled, but now you're just like, well, if it happens again under the same like party, then whatever, it's fine. I'm so confused. Like, I'm just like, I feel like I've been living in a parallel universe where, like, my parallel universe has been like a shit show and everybody else has just been like, okay. And they're like, okay, with just dealing with it for another 4 years.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Like, it just really just, like, stressed me out. Because I was like, for one, there are certain moments where I'm like, I'm not deeply into, like, political stuff. Because I know it's all fake. And I know at the end of the day, the sad part about it is we ain't never going to get what we want.
Nope.
Like, that's just, when it comes to politics, it's all a lie. The Carly Red meme where she's pointing at the paper, it was all a lie. That's what it is with political parties. Like, that's what it is with politics. It's all a lie. So I understand that, and sometimes I'm just like, I don't even want to know what's going on. But then there are times where it's just like, and I can also admit that that's slightly ignorant of me, if not completely ignorant of me, to be like, I don't want to know. It's stupid, especially because, like, my ancestors fought so hard for my right.
But I mean,
to know.
Especially with all that's going on now, and we can talk about all the different things that if this is not a problem for you, then there should be 10 of the things that are a problem for you when it comes to this whole presidency.
Yeah.
But it's just like with everything that goes on in your regular life, it's hard to also incorporate what's going on in this entire nation, let alone this entire world. So it's like, if I can disassociate from at least one of those things, I'm gonna try to, like, not worry too much about this, but at least keep it in the back of my mind, you know? So you're not, like, wanting to just off it at the end of the day, you know? So it's like, I completely understand.
just don't get it. I just really don't get it. My one hope right now is that every single AKA in this country is just like, we have to vote for our soror. Like, I am hoping. Like, I am just like hoping. Like, I really am. I hope all the AKAs come together. I better see so much pink and green at the polls that it don't make no sense. Hoping that that's what it is, and I'm also hoping that like we can get like the 2008 Obama thing going, where it's just like, oh, the first Black president, let's go vote for him, just so we can see that happen, regardless of if we agree with him or not.
Yes.
Like, I'm hoping somebody will say, the first woman as the VP, let's go vote for it. But you know what? Y'all let me down in 2016 too. So like, I don't even know if I should have
My
that
first
hope.
election.
Honestly, our first two elections have been like the worst thing. So much. Like, this is probably how people felt when they had to vote for Bush. Like they were 18 and they had to go vote. I don't even know who Bush was running against, but I'm sure it was. I don't know who he was running against. I'm sure it was trash, just because like most politicians are trash. But oh Lord,
but
girl, you wouldn't be able to remember, Aaliyah.
I was a child.
3. We were 3.
Dang, I didn't even know what my no, I did know what my name was, but I didn't even know like what grade I was going into at that. I was just a free agent.
You weren't going.
But my thing is, I think the thing is, Trump knows he has a high likelihood of not winning this election, because there's so many things that he screwed up to the point where people that would regularly follow him, and he still got some very strong followers, but people that were like following him at first, it's hard to be like, yeah, I'm still vote for him after it's just like, okay, so we have a pandemic that's gone out of hand due to him. There's been all these crazy things that he said. Let's not, like, the newest thing is the postal office. Like, you want to know how many like possible post office workers that were like probably pro Trump that are just like, dang, now you coming at me, you know? And then you have like the whole thing that's going on at the border, all those people being held back. Like I hate that's kind of getting covered up by different things, but I love the people that are like reminding you, just like, hey, remember that there's people and children getting separated from their parents at the border and like being held in literal concentration camps. Like, yeah, that's a thing. Like, there's so many different things that are going on, but then you have like that small group that's just like, I'm just going to stay with my Republicans, and that small group that's just like, well, my stocks are doing well, so I have no complaints. And you're just like, ooh.
I know somebody who's voting for him because like he's very rich. Like, family is like wealthy. Like, honestly, it's like Rockefeller type money that they have.
Ooh, he's single?
No, ma'am. He just had a baby too.
I don't care about him then.
and he's married. Good. Hey, congrats to him for having that baby though.
Yeah, good for them. But like, they can stop voting for Trump.
Because he was on the phone with my boss. They were like best friends, and they were talking. And he asked him, like, my boss asked him, he was like, "Are you voting for Biden?" He was like, "Fuck no." He was like, "Y'all know who I'm voting for." And I was like, and I had honestly dealt with so many white men in my life that have like all like my past bosses and stuff who were just like, "I'm not voting," to the point where I was just like, you know what? At least you're voting. Like, it was just like, that was like my like straight up reaction to him, because like honestly, I knew in the back of my head that that's what he was gonna do. So I was just like, you know, at least you use that, right? Where it's like the other people who sit there and claim to be an ally to you, but they're just like, yeah, I'm not voting. And this one guy, he actually said to me, like my old boss said to me, he was like, it doesn't affect me in any way. And I was like, you know what? You are a white male, and you are absolutely right. It does not affect you either way. But it still pissed me off that he was just like, "Nah, I'm not voting."
Yeah, because it just proves you don't care about nobody else but yourself.
Yep. See, either at this point, it's either you care about people and you can vote for Biden right now, and that's really sad that voting for Biden means you care about people.
Yeah.
It's fine. I don't want to. I don't want to think about it. So like voting for him means you care about him, care about people, and then voting for Trump and not voting just means all you care about is yourself. And it's just how I'm looking at it nowadays. And honestly, if you are really, really choosing to vote for Trump, I'm just gonna assume you're racist as well. So there's that. Um, that's like really the sad part about it. And like, I hate when people are like, how is me voting for him make me racist?" And I was like, it just does.
What
Because
you
like if you
mean?
don't know how, like I'm not about to explain it to you. So like it does. Like I'm not gonna explain it.
Yeah, because if you can't see it by now, then you obviously not gonna see it at all.
Yeah,
Basically.
exactly. I looked at my Instagram block list the other day, and I was like, why are all these white people blocked? But it was because when Trump was running, they were talking out the side of their neck, and I had to, just go ahead and X them out of my life. So I was like, oh, look at past me, help and future me, like, love it, we love it for myself. But as far as politics go, over it, and I will still be voting, um, in November for Joe Biden.
Same. I don't care
Unfortunately.
what I gotta do. I don't care if I gotta send that priority not USPS, UPS, FedEx, however you gotta get there. I'm gonna send it in there. I'm gonna make sure I'm not gonna use the
Somebody
United States Postal
said,
Service because I don't know if my vote gonna get counted. But I'm gonna make
yeah.
sure it gets there somehow.
Somebody said if you're gonna do the one that you don't have to like go inside and do it where you might mail it in, they were like just take it straight to your polling center though,
Oh,
because all the stuff that's going on with USPS. So I don't know. Uh, I always early vote, so by October I will like know what's going on. So what I'm doing as far as that, but there's no what name I'm blacking out, and that's okay.
yeah. What a life we live in. That's one thing I think about where I'm just like, okay, I just became an adult and you throw in a pandemic at me, the worst president in United States history at me, global warming, um, just a lot of other things on top of that where I'm just like, I gotta live through this. Like, y'all really gonna do this to me? Like, I think about that all the time. Well, actually, no, I do think about that all the time. I was like, maybe I give myself a break. No, I don't. I think about that all the time because it's hard not to think about it all the time. And I'm just like, who knew this was gonna be my life? I
I
didn't.
asked God the other day, and I was just like, why my lifetime? It was all I said was, why my lifetime? Like, I was just like, if this is the end of the world, why, why my lifetime? Because like, I don't want to live life like everybody else got to.
Yeah. It seemed peaches and cream back in the day. Oh, I
It
mean,
didn't
there
seem that
was
great, but
slavery at one point. Then there was a civil rights movement at another point. I don't really care much for like the crack cocaine epidemic. Like I know that ruined families, but like that was a case on case basis. Um, but like, and then all the different wars. I mean, we still got wars going on, but we got like wars that we dealing with in our own household now. Now I got the war against like a virus. Like, how you gonna stop that? I have no control over that. I'm also like, do I want to have kids? Because now I gotta deal with the internet. How am I gonna control what my kids do and do not do on the internet? And because like definitely I was at least in the
supposed to
fourth
know.
grade doing little things, trying to make myself a little MySpace, this, that, and the third on the internet, not knowing what I was getting into. I had all the social medias, even though my mom tried to stop it.
My
But
mom, like when she figured out she couldn't stop me from being on MySpace, her and my aunt was like, you have to make your age to be like 26 to stop pedophiles. Well, that's so sad that I had to pretend to be an adult to stop pedophiles from
yes.
bothering me.
Oh,
And that was their like thing. That's so trash. Like
I
when you
changed
really
my
think
name
about it.
on social media to Leah Redenbacher because all I saw was a box of popcorn. I said, all right, that's going to be my name.
social media back then was so. MySpace was like a time. That was a really good time in life.
It was.
We took it for granted. With
We
Facebook
really
just came
did.
along and we were just on to the next thing. That's so rude.
Exactly.
We didn't even show her any love. We never honored her in a way. We
Mm-mm.
never gave her memorial. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, we just said, oh, well, fuck it. Nobody else is on MySpace anymore. Going to
Exactly.
Facebook. Or all you do is post a status. Where MySpace was obviously the superior website.
Mhm. You could do
The
anything with your
pages,
MySpace.
the music you could put up there,
But then
you
I went
could
to
change it
Tumblr.
to where it was only like your face. Yeah, and then we did go to Tumblr. And then we just said F Tumblr, but low key Tumblr became a porn site. So like
But when
I
was
had to
Tumblr
say
not a
that.
porn site? That's the thing.
Yeah, but then at a certain point it just got really ridiculous where it was just like, yo,
Yeah.
I am walking down the hallway at school and there's just like people fucking on my screen. What is going on? Like you're just like, why is this happening? It's
You
7
just
o'clock
scroll
in the
real quick
morning.
past it.
No, yeah, I just yeah, it was just I don't know. I tried to get back on Tumblr recently and it wasn't the same anymore.
I
Like the
know. I'm
sad
right
part
there
about
with you.
the porn made it better somehow.
It was the
I don't
real,
know.
it's just like going through like a website, like going through a neighborhood before it gets gentrified, and then you go through
Yeah.
the neighborhood after it gets gentrified, and you're just like, I know this is Brooklyn, but it still don't, it's not the same. Like, that's exactly what it is. Like, I still want my crackhead in the corner. Like, this is not right. That's basically what Tumblr is.
Yeah, it does not hit the same. And I was just like, I think I've outgrown this phase. So I guess I'm gonna go head back over to Twitter and Instagram.
But that's one thing that has always stayed true. No matter what has happened, Twitter, because I've been on Twitter since at least like
Forever.
2008. And I was a
Yeah.
whole child back then, like having little fake accounts as like a little character on TV. I'm like, haha, I'm doing this fan account. We're interacting with other fan accounts. I did that little phase there. Then I had my personal accounts where I would interact to like the 3 other people that were actually on Twitter back then. Now everybody's on Twitter. It took me a minute to get
Yeah.
adjusted to everybody being on Twitter. I'm like, dang, this used my private space to just say some dumb shit. Now I can't say no dumb shit, even though I still do it. 'Cause I don't care. But but
I
at
made
one
my
point,
page
hmm,
private just because like
same.
sometimes I'm gonna be stupid. So
I have no
here's
control over what I say and what I do. Whether it is my own thoughts, but it doesn't mean that I necessarily co-sign those thoughts. I'm still gonna put it out there.
my own thoughts, so that doesn't mean I necessarily co your thoughts.
I'm putting it out there, but that don't mean I really necessarily back them up. Like that, I just put it out there to put it out there. I had one guy. He was just like, "Yeah, I saw your Twitter." I'm like, "Oh no, oh no, what else you seeing?" Because I hope you didn't see too much. I hope you just go on there periodically and just like, "Oh, this hoe tweeting again." But I hope you didn't see all of it. Like, oh no, please don't judge me by my Twitter because that don't make sense. It don't make no sense at all. Because sometimes I just like come up with things, and that's why I started journaling to kind of
Yeah.
control what I do and do not put out there. Because sometimes I just there's a lot of things in my drafts too. And I'm just like, nah, people ain't need to see this. They don't need to hear this. They ain't ready for this. Or maybe they are. I don't know. I'm still going to draft it. But it's just a thought that's come to my head where I just like, I want to put it out, but I know I shouldn't. And there's some things that I know I shouldn't put out, but I went ahead and put it out just to be like, I don't care. And those are moments where I never look at my feed, my personal feed. So I'm
Oh,
like,
when I do, I'm just like, why are you so angry, girl? Like, why are you are always complaining.
no, I just say some dumb stuff. That's me. I'm just like, who are you? That's all I can say is, who are you?
I remember I actually went through, because you know on like Tumblr you could like tag stuff, so you can click that tag and it'll show up everything that you tag with that one word or whatever.
Yes.
So on Tumblr I went to my page and went to all my tag like personal posts, and I was just like, oh my god, 15-year-old me was so emo. Like
Yes,
she
so
was sad
depressed.
all the time. And that was like before my life got bad. So it was just like, what were you sad about?
I know.
Like, what? But it was nice to like read it and be like, oh, like I was friends with that person like really hard back then. Like we were like best friends. Like that's crazy. And then like I don't know where they are now. Like I had a best friend in like my freshman year of high school. Like freshman year and 8th grade year, we were like so close. And then like he got a girlfriend and like they had a
Ooh.
really toxic relationship. And like I never spoke to him again. I have no
Oh
clue where he
wow.
is in life right now. But according to my friend, they broke up. So I don't really
Good.
know. But I'm still just like, where is he at? Because like me and her weren't friends. I don't care about her. Where is he? Is he alive? Is he in jail? What is going on? But I don't know. It's just interesting. Social media has just changed so much, though.
So much.
Because before, all of us were putting out stuff about how we really felt at that time. So like
Mm-hmm.
everything we put on social media was kind of real, and now
Yes.
it's just kind of like it's a facade where you're trying to make your life seem better than the next person's life,
Because you know, so
or
many people are
seem
actually
as
looking
good as the
now.
next person's life. Yeah, and it's just like, yo, like I don't wear heels every day and like put on a pretty little thing dress and like go outside and take a picture in front of plants. Like I don't know how all of y'all do that every single day.
Yes.
Like I don't, like I get some of y'all are just influencers and that's like what you have to do for ads, but like the rest of you who aren't getting paid for it, like do you just like you just change your clothes like all the time and then just take pictures? And if that's what makes you happy, then sure, like I get it. But it's just like, is that what, like, why am I expected to do the same thing? Like, why is my
Yeah.
feed supposed to look like yours? It's just
That's
like, I don't like
where.
taking full body pictures.
No,
So,
I can't. That's where I've been trying to like kind of get myself up because at one point I used to definitely be like Miss like Snapchat, Miss Instagram, and like I've gotten to the point now where I'm just like, what's the point? I'm not doing nothing. I don't really like. At one point, I would take pictures because I'm like, ooh, I really like my makeup. Let me document this. Now I don't even do my makeup, and I'm just like, it's just my face. It's just me. Ain't nothing changed. Ain't nothing do nothing. But like because I see people post so often and like post their like cute little body flicks, I'm like, I got a cute little body, but like I have no motivation or no want or desire to even take photos and post photos. And it's almost gotten to the point where I feel like something's wrong with me. So I'm just like, but like,
yeah.
why don't I do that? Should I be doing that? Should I try to get into it? And then I'm just like, ew, but I hate this. I hate taking selfies. I feel like it's completely outside of me. I feel like this is not me. Why am I trying to do this whole like social media post flicks, this, that, and the third, where I'm just like, this is not me. But maybe I should do it because then maybe I'll get like more clicks, more attention. Maybe I'll get a following. And I'm just like, but this is still just not me. Like, I don't like
Yeah.
doing this. And I tried to do that in the beginning of this whole pandemic quarantine stuff because I was like, I have time. Maybe I'll like do something creative. I got this camera, I'll try this. And then like even when I try to do that, I was just like, this is still not me. I don't like just taking photos just to take photos. And I have people close to me that go ahead and they just like take photos of like themselves. And I'm like, I'm tired of seeing your damn face all the time. And I know if I did the same thing, somebody would be tired of seeing my damn face all the time. So I'm just like, why do I feel this like need to have to take photos or have to do this and that and the third when I'm just like, this is just not me whatsoever, but I feel like I need to, and I don't like that.
I've always, for some reason, recently, I felt like because I'm not, well, for one, I haven't felt as confident in myself, but like, I felt like, how am I trying to word this? What am I trying to say? When I'm not posting pictures of myself makes me like feel like, oh, I obviously think I'm less than everybody else because I'm not posting pictures of myself. But also,
Mm-hmm.
I remember as a child, my grandma always tells me this story because there's a specific like photo shoot like that we have as pictures where it was like, this is like, she's always like, this is the one time you got it together to take pictures with me. And even in one of the photos, you could see I was in tears. Like, but like she was just like, you hate taking pictures. It was a struggle. It was a hassle to get you to take a picture. Like, and I'm like, oh, but now I'm just sitting here like, oh, I have to take a picture. When it's like, no, girl, you've never liked doing this. Why are you trying to force yourself to do it? Like, and I'm sitting here beating myself up because I'm just like, obviously I don't like myself like all these other girls like themselves because I just want to simply take a picture and post it. And it's like, no, you just don't like doing that. And then when I do post the picture, all these unwanted niggas be coming in my DMs. And it's just like,
Yes.
get out of here.
Which make you feel worse because you're just like, wait, but I don't want you. At least if
I
I'm gonna
don't
attract somebody,
want
let it be somebody I
you.
want to attract. Like, I don't want you guys. Like, leave me alone. Make me
I
feel
saw
worse because I'm
a
like, is this what I attract then?
I saw a post that was like, I'm not ignoring your DMs to be rude. I'm ignoring your DMs because I want you to find your soulmate and I'm not her. And I'm like, yes, I am not her. Leave me alone. I literally had an argument with the guy. It wasn't even an argument, but like I was very upset.
A little
But like
spat.
he sent me a picture and you see that I have not posted a picture of myself onto my feed since last year. July of last year. And in October of last year, he like sent me a picture of myself with the hard eyes. And in my head, I'm thinking, why he just ain't comment this or like just like it like everybody else did?
Yeah,
Like I
like
just
be a
don't.
regular person.
Please just stop. But at that moment, in that moment when he sent me that, I was on the phone with my sisters talking about my great uncle who had just passed away. And we were talking about his funeral and trying to figure out what we were doing for that. And we were just talking about death and grieving. And when I read it, is when we immediately started talking about it. So in my mind, I was like, I'm not about to reply to this right now. I'm talking about somebody who just died.
Mm.
And then all of a sudden, I get another message. And it's just like, why you ain't reply? I didn't think you were this rude. And I was just like,
Ew.
I was like, see, okay, so you picked the right day to piss me off.
But it's also
And
like,
I
what
just,
makes you so special, and what makes you think you know what's going on in my life enough to know that I'm gonna be able to like give you all this attention? You know, like
yeah. And
where
it was just
is
like,
your mindset at? Like you don't know what I have going on. I could be at work. I could be doing this. I could be doing that. But you're just like, oh, she rejected me, and she's being rude. Like who are you? Like literally, who
right. And
are
in that
you?
moment, I was just like, before I really thought you were, and it was like a span. Like I went off on him that first time. And I tried to end the conversation there. And like, he kept like sending me stuff because like he felt bad, obviously, because I told him, I was like, I'm literally on the phone talking about my great, like somebody who just died in my family. Like,
But you ain't have to say that. You really
I
did
didn't even
not
have
have
to, but
to.
I wanted him to feel bad about himself. So like I said that, and like he kept messaging me, and then eventually he said something that was just like, and I remember like because it was like 5 days later, and I was just like, why is this still happening to me?
Yeah.
And I just replied, and I was like, before I thought you were a very cool person, and I was just gonna leave it at that because I always thought he was a cool person. He was super quiet in high school, but like he always hung around like all these cool people. So I was like, obviously he has some type of personality, whether like right now he's showing the way he's showing is like dry. Like I was like, he must be cool. And I just left it at that. Like it wasn't like a big deal, but I was just like, but right now you're showing me who you are. You are not entitled to my time. And like, I would prefer to never speak to you again. And then after that, I got one of those notifications that was like somebody sent you a message. And I was like,
Ew.
yeah, thanks. Because I don't want to keep having this conversation with you. And I was just like, yo, like, and that's another reason why I don't be posting stuff. I don't want you niggas in my DMs. Leave me alone. That's why I only post stuff to my close friends because I like it when y'all hype me up. Like,
Yes.
yes, give me this. But everybody else is just like, I'm not here for y'all. Not here
See,
for
I
it.
post just for like the few people out there that like I actually want to see it. You know, I
Yeah.
maybe got like one or two guys that I'm just like, ooh, if they see it, I hope they like they know what they what they getting at, you know? And most of that, I'm just like, oh, I want all my other friends to be like, oh, hype me up. Which really, that's another thing that we're working on. We're working on our own self confidence
Yeah.
and not relying on others to give us that confidence, because I've definitely been that type where I'm just like, nobody comments on my photos like everyone else comments on others' photos. So I must be ugly. I must have this. I must have that. Because like really I feel like I could get more interactions, but I really don't. And then it makes me feel some type of way, because then I'll look at somebody else and I'll be like, oh, but they're getting this, they're getting that, but like nobody does that to me over here. Like, am I a bad person? Like, do people really just hate me that much? And that goes back to the whole drama that's happened those past couple years, when people just like,
Yeah.
I found out people hate me, and I'm like, what? People hate me, but I try not to have people hate me. I try to do my best so people don't hate me. So I'm like, all right, people still hate me. I must be ugly, this, that, and the third. And I'm just like trying to hype myself up. Like, no, girl, maybe you're not ugly, but people don't think you ugly. But like, not everybody thinks you ugly. Like, remember that, you know? Like, I'm trying to like work on that. But like, remember, you might not think you're ugly. Try not to think you're ugly. Like, really feel good about yourself. And I'm finally getting to that point where I'm just like, okay, I think I like myself. And I don't need other people to tell me that they like me for me to like myself. Where I'm just like, you know what? I don't even need to post, so I can kind of like get some people to be like, to affirm how I feel about myself, you know? That I need, and that's why I've been going on like a whole hiatus of men's. I'm just like, okay, I am establishing myself without a men's getting in the way of that. I don't know.
You know, I've recently thought that like I was very confident, and this is like just talking about like the whole men thing. So the money guy that owns like the store I work at, he came in today. This is why I'm like trying to like tiptoe around this, because he's a married man, but like he came in today and like he has a sugar baby here. So like he was with her, and like
Oh, so he
she came
married and
in.
got a sugar baby.
Yeah. And I
So
was
you
trying,
could
because I'm
obviously take that role.
to this married 70-year-old man.
Oh, he's
Absolutely. I thought
70.
about
He
it.
don't care. He really don't care at 70. At 70, you're just like, what? Like, I'm chilling now. Most of my friends have died. I can do whatever I want. Like, I'm telling you, get in, girl.
See, this is the thing, right? Because when I first saw her and like I was talking to like this guy that was working with me on the line, he was like, "She's bad." He was like, and I was like, "I hate her." And he was just like, "What?" And I was like, "Cause I wanted that." I was like, "I've been auditioning for that role for 4 years." Cause like when like the guy he used to come in to like say hey to us, like when he would come in, it would always be like a special occasion to like speak to us or whatever. One day he came in and he like hugged me and like he touched my lower back, and I was like,
Ooh.
he's trying to get it, but also like I will sue him to also get the money. So like whichever way he wants to go, we can do it. But also in my head, I'm thinking like morally, like I can't do it, because even though I've met his wife like once, and that's enough for me to be like, honestly, just knowing you have one is enough for me to be like, nah, I'm good. When she was in there, she was a very pretty girl. Like she's very pretty. Like that's fine. But every single dude was like, oh, she's bad as hell. And I'm just sitting there like, nobody has that. And these are no dudes that I'm attracted to at all. Like in my head, I'm thinking y'all are all ugly. But I was like, nobody has that reaction when y'all see me. Like, and I got so insecure in that moment. And I was just like, I felt so confident about myself the past 2 weeks. And then in this moment where dudes I care not one bit about, like if they were the last man on the planet, I would not want them. The fact that they were calling somebody else attractive, and I felt like I was on the same level as her, but they've never had that reaction to me. It bothered me so much to the point where it made me shrink. And I was just like, why is this happening to me right now? And that's when I called the therapist to set up an appointment, because I was like, you know what, we got to check this out. But I don't know what it is about just wanting like validation from men. I found myself like recently, like a few weeks ago, trying to be like, I need to figure out how to get that body type. I need to figure out how to start wearing like wigs all the time and lashes and always having makeup on, so this type of guy can find me attractive. And it's just like, that's not you. And you being somebody else is not going to have anybody like find you. they're still not going to find you attractive if you're trying to pretend to be somebody else.
So there's this guy. He's not giving me that same like reciprocation. I don't know if it's because he's like not ready for anything quite yet, which I'm not either. But I still want you to be like, yeah, I'm into it. But which is already letting me know, like, girl, you need to drop this. This is not it. But like in my heart, I'm just like, oh, but I want it to work. But because it's not working the way I want it to work, I'm just like having second doubts about myself. And I'm just like, why is this one little boy who's not giving me the attention that I want making me feel some type of way about myself? Because the whole reason why those guys were saying that is because you can hear them, you know? So they
Yeah.
might be thinking this, that, and the third about you, but they're not going to say it to your face because that's just the type of people they are, you know? So the whole reason why I think we care is because it's just like that whole like innate feeling of just like survival. Like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
we need a man to like us so that we can survive in this universe. But we still want that so we know, okay, we can survive. Some kind of innate thing like that. I'm sure it is.
It needs to go away for one, because like I'm not trying to have those little like insecure moments all the time. Always having to
No.
tell myself like, hey, girl, you're beautiful. The way we have to instill this in the little girls' heads as we get older, like, hey, girl, I wish there was like a little girl around me so I can teach her all the things like that I needed to know as a little girl.
You can
But like,
have
I
one
just
in a
have
couple of years.
absolutely not. Absolutely. There's just like my nephew where like there's moments where I do have to tell him stuff that I like wish I knew as a child. Like it was very, I knew when I was talking to him one day, like me and him were just sitting in the car and we were talking about stuff with like school and stuff. And he was talking about how like they pick on him with stuff. For one, like we've known that they were, my nephew's a little weird, you know, but like
Good for
it's
him.
it's fun. Like I enjoy it. I am also weird. Like sorry, like I don't, but like
No, the weird kids got actual personalities. You don't want a kid that's
yeah,
not weird because then you're like, dang, you just like the rest. You bland. I don't want no bland kid.
yeah, but like he's just like we knew that like kids were gonna pick on him, so we've always tried to teach him like little comebacks. Like my dad especially is always like trying to like joke at him so he can like joke back at him, and like all my nephew says is like stupid head, and it's just like that didn't hurt my feelings. You need to start not hurting feelings, but like just giving a little, just get quicker with your comebacks and get better. But like we've been trying to teach him stuff like that, but like he was just talking about how they pick on him and stuff, and he's like one of the very like I'm pretty sure he's the only black child in like his class.
Wow.
Like and it's
I know
very
what that's
few at his
like.
school. Yeah, same. Um so I just told him, I was like, listen, when I was your age, I got picked on a lot. Like I didn't go into like details about it, but when I said that, he was just like, really? Because like of course when you're like around your aunts and like your parents and just like anybody who's just like this adult and they seem like they have it all together because like they get to do what they want because they're adults, you can't imagine or fathom that like they went through the things that you went through. So
Yeah.
for him to just sit here like, wow, like this person that I think is cool in my mind went through stuff that I went through,
Hmm.
is comforting. And I was just like having to tell him like, hey, like people are going to pick on you, but one thing's for sure is like you don't ever have to let that like determine how you feel about yourself. Like always love yourself. Because I asked him the other day, I was like, do you think you're cute? And he was like, no. I was like,
Oh
I was like,
no.
this not what we about to do. I was like, you know how many people every time I post your picture online, they send me hard eyes. I was like, boy, like
Oh.
Cadence. But just like little stuff like that, just trying to like tell him like, and like I because we were just like asking him stuff like that, and he said he didn't like himself and stuff, and we were just like, yo, like you are the light of our life, like you are so important, like don't say it, like you're so funny, like even when you're being mean to me, it's funny. I'm like, and I'm just like, it's so important to make sure like the stuff that we go through in our heads as adults, it's because like as a child there was stuff that we went through and we still internalize it and we talk to
Yes.
ourselves that way. So it's like when you're around kids you got to make sure you just like start feeding like words of encouragement to them and like affirmations
Exactly.
to them, so they can know that as an adult that they're powerful, and what little stuff, even though they are going to go through stuff, just like we had to go through stuff, they know that it's not going to break them, or they know that when it does happen, they have somebody to turn to talk to. Like,
Yes.
that's so important. I hope our generation is doing that, because our parents' generation surely did
I
not
hope so.
do
I
it the
hope
right way.
so.
Because, woof, child. I be trying to talk to my mom about stuff now, and she just be laughing. I'm just like,
Girl, you ain't helping. Like, I know that's how you cope with stuff, but best believe that's why I'm in this situation now.
but she does just say little stuff like, I'm so sorry. She was just like, I don't know how to like deal with that. But it's because of how she was raised, where it was just like, get over it and go about your day.
We got the
But
same
like,
ones.
yeah, like it's crazy. I just think, yeah, all the stuff that we go through, it's just because of like childhood stuff. And a girl that I listened to on the Read podcast, she was just like, her therapist says it's being an adult is basically just like parenting your 6-year-old self. I'm just like,
Yes.
wow,
Or
wow,
whatever
wow.
self that was struggling.
Yeah, because there are moments where I just feel. I was telling them at work when we used to get in trouble at my grandma's house. My grandma didn't really like whoop us or anything, but like when I would cry a lot, because I was a whiny child. So like when I would cry a lot, she would send me to the bathroom with the door closed and the light off.
Ooh.
So I had to sit there and think about like, why am I acting like this? What's going on? As a child, that's traumatizing, because it's just like, girl, why are you doing this to me?
Yes, I don't understand myself. I don't know why I'm doing this. I need someone to help me work through this.
Right. Right. But I was telling them, I was like, when I need, like, I get my best thoughts in the bathroom. Like, when I was in high school
Wow.
and I used to, like, get, like, I needed, like, quiet time, I would go sit there. We had a half bathroom downstairs, and I would go sit in the half bathroom, especially because that was the one that nobody really used like that. So I would go, like, just sit in there and just, like, write. And I was just like, wow. And I was sitting there thinking, because I was telling them about how she used to do that to us. And I was like, yo, I was like, that's why I like being in the bathroom.
That's really
And they
something
were
right
like,
there, though.
that's weird. I was like,
No,
no,
but
but
that
like,
really says something right there.
yeah, yeah,
Wow. I
it's
guess I could
crazy.
say the same for me, but like how my mom kind of taught me how to do things was like through like meditation and stuff like that and yoga.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't realize I was really going through something till I was doing yoga and I would just like break out in tears. I've never been this emotional during yoga, so I know like this was something real I had to work through, and it took me to actually do some yoga to really find out like I'm going through some shit right now. And I guess like you going to the bathroom is like that whole situation where I'm like I need to do yoga to realize like oh I'm actually going through some shit right now.
Wow. See what I mean? Being a child is so formative. Like, I don't know if our parents knew what they were doing, because like, it surely seems like sometimes they did not know what they were doing. But
No.
like, they low key knew what they were doing, like in the back of their head. They
Just a
knew a
little
little bit.
bit. Like they knew
Just a little
something.
bit. They knew something.
That's
This
why
is a
I'm
good
hoping like
conversation.
if I do have kids, because I'm always back
Mm-hmm.
and forth with the whole kids thing, where I'm just like,
Same.
oh, I don't want to have kids. I don't know what we getting into. But then I have like these sudden urges where I'm just like, I would love a kid right now. Like it'd be
It's mostly
real
like right before your
nice.
period comes.
No, but you know, I've also gotten myself stuck where my Instagram algorithm, where like my For You page is like a bunch of little babies and like all the Kardashian babies and all the little celebrity babies are there. So I'm just like, must be nice, you know? And I'm just like, I am nowhere in no situation to have no type of kids. But I know at
Mm-mm.
one point, if the right man comes on through, that baby gonna be popping out. Especially because most of my friends, they are at the point where like they either have babies or they're getting ready to have babies. So I'm just like, I might be one of those people. But my mom was a late bloomer. She
Mm-hmm.
probably hates that I call her a late bloomer, but she had me when she was like 36. So I'm like, you know
Mm-hmm.
what? That's probably gonna be me too. I'm probably gonna be like in my 30s and be like, all right, boom, there's that baby. Y'all weren't ready for that. Y'all thought all this time I wasn't gonna have no baby, but here it is. I think that's where I'm gonna finally be like, all right, here's my baby. Which I'm hoping by that point, I also got them 6 bands. I want to have making at least 6 figures by the time I have that kid popping out. That's the goal.
Yeah, it's gonna take all 6 figures to raise
Yes. Oh Lord, yes. But I'm hoping I got another man who's making another 6 figures, so we even.
it. Yep. Yep.
That is a goal.
It's my thing, and that's like one reason why it's important for me to like have these few years by myself. But my thing with kids, and there's two big things for me when it comes to like having kids, and if I want them or if I just choose not to. Um, for one, it's because I know I love really, really hard. The way
Yeah.
I love my nephew is just like I will kill anybody. Like I
Yes.
promise you. Like, and that's just how it is. So I can't imagine. Like I didn't birth him, so like so it's weird to have a love like that. So I can't imagine having that type of love for somebody I birth. Like, cause
Yeah.
I gave you my everything, and like you're of me. So it's just like I know that love is going to be so strong, and I tell people all the time, if I have kids and something happens to them, like if something bad happens to them, I will burn this entire planet down, no hesitation. Like I
Yes.
always say that, and
Shoot,
I'm
if
just
something
like
happened to you, I'm burning this planet down. Like, let's get it.
like I'm just like I don't know if that's the type. I don't know if I want to put myself because anything could happen to any, especially because of like the things that I've been through in my life. I know that anything could happen.
Yeah.
So like I'm just like I don't know if I can deal with that type of love because I'm already hurt from other stuff that it's just like I don't know if I want to put myself into that place again to love somebody so deeply and then something happened to them. And then it's just like you could fuck a child up. You could really
That's the
just like
scary part.
that's so like
Like, it's all up to me. I'm the only thing that kid knows. So if I do anything wrong, ooh, I can't turn back. Like, it is what it
you
is.
just think about all this little stuff that your parents did and that you're like you
Mm-hmm.
spent years being mad at or just like resenting just anything or just trying to unlearn. I don't want to do that to somebody else. It's just so wrong. Like I just
No.
don't. That's because it's like I know I'm not perfect. I know for sure I'm not perfect. Nobody is. So it's just like I don't know if I want to like I don't know because there's stuff that like with helping raise my nephew. Like I remember I was talking to them before because like we don't whoop him like, and it wasn't like this decision where it was just like we are not going to like whoop him. Like I just think because my mom's raising him, I think she's at that age where she's just like, I don't really feel like putting that much energy to it. Like she had to whoop me every day. Like I'm pretty sure she doesn't want to do that anymore.
Yeah.
Like she probably got enough. Like she probably like got enough of that when I was a child. So like now with my nephew, we're just like I don't know. We try our hardest to make sure we're coming at him with like compassion and stuff like that. But we do have those moments where like you slip back into like your old habits, so where like we're all impatient, so like you kind of just like snap, but then like in that moment you have to like make sure like he knows like I apologize. That's
Yeah.
not how it should be talking to you as an 8-year-old. But when he was younger, this is what I know like now where I'm just like I regret so much. He has a smart mouth. He gets it from me 100%. Like everybody in my family won't let me forget that he gets it from me. But because I'm so impatient and he acts just like me in some ways and his smart mouth gets to me. When he was younger, I remember like I like flicked him in his mouth for like talking back. And I felt so bad because I was just like, but like at the same time, it's like that's how I was raised. Like I grew up watching my grandma. Like my cousin he's a horrible kid. Like honestly, therapy is something he really needs. But like my grandma, like one day I saw her like she would like punch him in his knee. Like this is abuse. Like when I really like think about it. But for us, it was just like normal.
Yeah.
But like that's how we got him to chill out. It was literally like honestly by fighting him, and I'm a big believer in, like, most kids, some different, every kid needs something different. Some kids need timeouts, and some kids are the spare of the rod, spoiled the child kid.
Yeah.
But, like, I grew up watching, like, my grandma, like, hit my nephew, not my nephew, hit my cousin like that, or, like, my mom whooped us every day. So, like, in my head, I'm thinking, okay, I got popped for having a smart mouth. Like, I would get popped in my mouth for having a smart mouth. So I was just like, I'm just going to do it to him. It's going to make him stop. But I'm also like, yo, he was 5 years old. Well, how would you do that? Like, I'm just sitting here, like, beating myself up. And I'm just like, why would you do that? But even though I understand, like, it was something that was learned for me.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't even know where I was getting at with that. I just lost my train of thought.
But I will say that's like one thing about life that maybe just children in general need to learn. You know, what
Mm-hmm.
comes at you, you're not going to know it's going to come at you. It is what it is sometimes as well. So it's like kids are going to get what they get, and whatever they get, they're going to learn from it. It might not
Yeah.
be the best, but I think that's where consistency is key. Yeah, that's going
Yeah.
to come left field, but things are always going to come left field. But as long as you're consistent in how you treat a kid, they're going to understand, like, oh, okay, well, yeah, that's different, but like usually X, Y, and Z happens. So I'm going to like just know, like, hey, I better be wary of this, you know, because there's no matter where we are in life, something's going to come out at us. And if we don't have
Yeah.
that, we're not going to be recognized as that. Because, like, those kids that are super sheltered and have that, like, perfect X, Y, and Z life, when things come at them left field, they don't know how to react. They don't know how to handle it because they never had that opportunity to, like, understand what it's like to deal with things when they come left field, you know? And that's where I
Yeah.
would say, like people like us, we're understanding a little bit, or we're able to maneuver through different things a little bit easier because we kind of understand what it's like to have like certain inconsistencies, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I don't see any wrong with it, and that's why there's no perfect parent, there's no perfect person for that reason, and we're not going to be
Yeah.
perfect, and that's what kids need to understand. We're no one's perfect, you know, and they're not going to be perfect either. So I
Yeah.
don't see any fault in that. Just being able to like, I think the thing that comes through is you being able to maybe relay that, because there's a lot of people that are not perfect, but they'll act like they're perfect, you know?
Yeah.
And that's where it really messes you up in the mind, where it's just like, but I see this, but you're gonna try to tell me in my face that you're not this? Like, that's not adding up to me. So now I'm up here
Now
trying to
they're
be
not
like,
doing the math
okay,
right.
but you did this. How am I supposed to not believe that you did this when you're trying to tell me you didn't do this? That's when the things go left. Even
Yeah.
though it's okay to go left, but we don't need to go all the way to the left that we go in the wrong direction, you know? And I think
Yes.
that's where a lot of people are where they are, at least in our generation. A lot of people are where they are at today because they've had a lot of people go left, but they try to have people they had people in their life where they tried to tell them that they were going right the whole time. But no, I saw you go left, but you're trying to convince me that you're going right. But that's not adding up to me. So I'm trying to figure it out. So now I've adapted going left, but telling people that I'm going right. You know? I don't know
Yeah.
why I've gone to that whole like left right direction there. but but that's really what I've been seeing, and that's the main reason why I've had to leave a lot of relationships where people have come at me and they're just like, I'm looking at you right now, dude, and you're doing X,
Yeah.
Y, and Z, but you're telling me you're not doing X, Y, and Z, or that I'm crazy for seeing you do X, Y, and Z. That's because your entire life you've seen people go left, but they've told you that they've been doing right. So you're trying to do that same thing to me. Nah, I'm not about that. You know? So it's
Yeah.
like we have to correct that now, where it's just like, yeah, where I think you should get used to apologizing to kids, you know, being like, hey,
Yes.
I'm sorry I did that. I don't know where that came from, you know, but hey, you
I
see me
think
as a
our
human being now,
generation,
just as I see you as a human being, you know?
yeah, I think our generation has been like, because I see that a lot on Twitter where it's just like normalize like apologizing to your kids. I'm like,
Yes.
yes, it'll be so nice. So there are some times when we come to both with our parents and say like, this and this happened when we were younger, and this is how you like treated us, and they're just like, oh, and I'm just like, you need to apologize. Like, cause you just treated me so wrong, and that was like, you made all of that up in your head. Like, you just saying, oh, you gotta go
Yeah.
apologize to me. Like, okay, girl, like, okay, daddy, like, whatever. Like, I get it. It's hard to admit that you made like mistakes when it came to your kids, but it's just like, at a certain point, you just gotta start saying like, hey, I'm at fault here. This is also my fault. But I can see firsthand like where you raising that whole right left thing. I was just very triggered by that, because I've seen parents who are just like, I've done everything right by my child. Have you seen a video of that woman who sat down at her son's wedding, and the bride is like, I guess in the speech, in her vow, she said that like she loves his flaws or whatever,
Yes.
and the mom
Yeah,
got
she
so
was
upset.
wilding out.
And it's just like, see, absolutely not. I won't be dealing with that. You need to accept the fact. You don't need to be like so in your head that your child is so perfect.
Yeah.
You're because I think she felt like it reflected on her.
Exactly.
And it does. Yeah, it definitely does. Because when I see a man who's expecting so much from his girl, and I'm just like, that's your mama's fault. Like, that's immediately what my head goes to. It's just like,
Yes.
that's your mama's fault. But like, yeah, it's a reflection of you. But also like, girl, you should be able to recognize that that man has flaws.
Yeah.
Everybody has flaws.
Exactly.
Nobody is perfect. Like, why is that such an issue? But like, I've dealt with that mom. I would just go ahead and say that I have dealt with that mom,
Woo.
and that is the reason why I'm not in that relationship now,
God
because I've
bless
also
you.
dealt with that son where he was just like, I don't see how I'm wrong, but okay, like, no, I'm not dealing with it.
Yeah.
Not gonna deal with it.
And the
I'm
worst
also a
part.
product.
No, I was just gonna say the worst part is then that gets you second guessing about yourself, and that's a
Yep,
whole nother issue within itself.
yep. I've been on the other side of like being the child that was affected directly by that, because my grandma and my mom, like, they have a horrible relationship. Like, luckily my parents are no longer married, so they don't have to deal with each other. But like, my dad's mom and my mom, they did not get along, and my grandma could not stand my mom. My grandma has definitely, what I've noticed as an adult now is that her sons are like her pride and joy.
Yeah.
So when it comes to their relationships going wrong, it's never their fault, which I don't know much about. My parents have done a very good job at keeping the bulk of their problems in their relationship a secret to us, like being
Yeah.
private. So like, I don't know what really was the issue, but I know that there was like a big issue there.
Yeah.
And as far as like my uncle and his wife, I know that there has been like an issue there, but I don't know what it is. But one thing I do know is that my grandma just gonna assume that it's those two
Mhm.
women's fault.
Mhm.
And I've been the product of being treated badly because I'm my mom's daughter. My mom had me to have her own daughter, like, if that makes sense. Like, my oldest sister was my grandma on my mom's side. That was her, like, my mom was 18, so my grandma took in a lot of the bulk of taking care of my oldest sister. My other sister, who's my older sister, because my eldest sister Tanika and my older sister Anaya, like, Tanika has a different dad than us. So for my dad's side of the family, Anaya is my grandma's first grandchild. So that was her pride and joy. She wanted her every weekend. My
Yeah.
mama was tired, and she was like, I want my own baby. So she had her own baby. And that's me. So like, me and my mom are the exact same person. Like, I call her my twin. Sometimes I think we do look exactly alike.
You do look exactly like photocopy.
We look exactly alike, and we act exactly alike. So like, all the things that my grandma hated in my mom, she saw in me. So like, she took that out on me.
Mhm.
So like, seeing that relationship firsthand and how it affected me, I will not be in anybody's relationship where the mom is acting like her son is the pride and joy and that I'm the issue. Because I know one day that's going to reflect on my kids, and what you not, like I just said, I will burn this whole planet, this whole planet down. What you're not about to do is treat my kids wrong because you got some underlying issue with me. So I'm gonna just go ahead and separate myself from the situation. Despite if I ever even think about having kids with that person or not, I always look at that in relationships, and I'm just like, all right, I'm cool off that because I'm not. Even if we get that far, we're not even gonna get that far.
Exactly.
I'm not about to deal with it because I know that that's trauma in my life that I don't want my kids to have to go through if I do have them. So no, we're not dealing with it. So I'm not dealing with the mamas. All these and all the girls who are pregnant right now with boys, don't baby them. I'm not dealing with it.
No.
I'm raising
Put
my
them through the
daughters.
same stuff you've been put through.
I'm raising my daughters to not deal with your dusty ass.
Yes.
We need those shirts. I gotta get that shirt. Have you seen it?
Let's put them into creation. Let's go ahead.
No,
I'll make them
there's a
on Photoshop
girl.
right now.
There's a girl who has like a whole brand of shirts that says like not what is it? Not settling for anybody's dusty ass son. And I'm just like, absolutely. I'll send you the link, girl. I'm gonna send you her Instagram when I find it. Because they are so I'm just like, wow, yes. Absolutely.
Straight
And
to the
honestly,
point and getting it.
and I like the whole thing this year with the girl dad thing. So beautiful to see all these
Yes.
men saying, this is how my daughter was raised to be treated. And I want y'all to know that they're not going to be expecting nothing less because this is how I raised them.
That's what gives me hope about at least this upcoming generation is that hopefully like they're gonna I really have a lot of feelings for this upcoming generation, which is another reason why I'm like maybe I do want to have a kid so I can contribute to it. Is that like we definitely have a different mindset of the other generations. So I can only imagine the mindset of this upcoming generation and what they're about to do with that because they really hopefully got their minds on straight. I'm not saying the ones that are on TikTok now, but the ones that are coming up after them. You know, I can't account for the TikTok babies, but the ones that are coming on after them, I can. But I really just think that we were able to take what we've learned growing up and becoming who we were as people and able to really kind of put that onto the other kids and really nurture them. And because I think we have a very strong understanding that childhood is so important. And I think our
Mm-hmm.
parents knew that too, but they weren't sure how to go about it, you know, because they were still dealing with their things. But we
Yeah.
were able to really kind of like get ourselves together and set that aside and really kind of be like, okay, these babies, they gotta solve the climate change problem that's going on. So we gotta make sure that they got it together, you know. That's how I take a look at it. I'm like, all right, if I birth this baby gonna solve climate change. So I gotta make sure this baby got its mind and brains all together, okay?
Can you imagine? That's what if you ever get pregnant, I am showing up to the baby shower with the onesie that says, "This baby's gonna solve."
Please do. My baby gonna wear that in every single photo. You know how they have like the photos where it's just like I'm 1 month old, I'm 2 month old. That's
I'm
gonna be
gonna
the
get you
one
one for
outfit that
every
it wears till it
month.
grows out.
No, I'm gonna get you one that grows with it. I'm gonna make sure I keep getting like I'm gonna get the newborn size and then the 1 to 3 months. I got you, girl.
Yes.
Watch your baby grow up and be like, I just want to be a dancer. I don't. That's gonna be the issue that they're gonna have to deal with their whole adulthood. Is just like my mom just really wanted me to solve climate change. That's what High School Musical about. It was about when you really think about it.
Yes.
This podcast is gonna be a mess.
I like a mess.
Same. I like when, like I said, I like when we just be talking.
Me too.
Cause like we don't really do like a whole like spiel of like being bougie or anything, and we just obviously just learned that like we're not that self confident. So we.
Hey, but that's okay. We have a shell, you know? We got a shell
Yeah.
that we put on the outside that really just solves it all. Like this is what they talk about.
Oh, I thought we were like talking about getting our nails done. Because I mean, like, we can. I prefer gel. I know a lot of people prefer acrylic, but like,
You know, I like the dip.
really?
Yes, dip lasts so much longer. It'll last me for about a month, and then my nails are healthy underneath.
Really?
Yes.
Problematic take, maybe. I don't know. Probably not. It's probably not that deep. But I like press-ons.
You know, I want to get into them because I haven't been into the nail salon for since quarantine. So I have heavily been considering doing some press-ons because my nails, they just been old regular degular for a while now.
When you think about it, like, I am also, like, really bad habit of mine. I will pop them off. Like, I know you're not supposed to, but, like,
I
so
do.
what? I will pop them off. And, like, you can really just change your nails, like, every day. I'm telling y'all. People don't want to be listening to me. Like, they act like I don't have, like, ideas and, like, thoughts. But, like, press-ons are where it's at.
Which press-ons you use, though?
See, before I was, like, trying to make my own. But on Etsy, there's so many, like, brands. Jackie Ina. Jackie
Yes.
Ina has, like, a specific brand that she uses. And her
Okay.
nails are always looking so nice.
I know. I'm tired of looking at my regular ass nails, and I always see girls. I'm like, oh, your nails are so cute, and I'm like, oh, I haven't been to the nail salon in about 5 months now, so I just have these regular nails, and I don't like that.
Ooh.
Exactly.
But I tried to do my own pedicure the other day, and when I say I let them hoes dry for 5 hours, and then obviously I had to go get something to eat, so I put my Crocs on. I took my Crocs off, and my whole big toe is just gone.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord.
I was like, but you were dry. I was laying in bed. There's no nail polish on my sheets. They were dry. As soon as I put my shoes on, the nail polish was like, all right, I'm going to head out. And doing
Nah,
that
you just gotta walk around with no shoes on for about 2 hours, and then you good.
I told you I was letting them dry for 5 hours.
Dang.
I did them in the morning around like 10 o'clock, and I didn't go. It's more than 5 hours when I think about it, because I didn't go get food until 7.
No, but did I tell you about how I got into the DMV without an appointment because my toes look good?
What?
So at the DMV, because of all this quarantine stuff, first of all, I need to go to the DMV because I lost my license and I was moving down to Florida and buying a car, and I need a license in order to do both of those things. So I went into the DMV. By the grace of God, the DMV guy was just like, "Ooh, you got nice toes. I'll make sure you get in." I was like, "All right, bet." So I wait there. I wait for them to let me on in. So then the security guy, he's like, all right, come on in. I want to make sure you get in before all these other folks get in. I'm like, thank God. And the guy in the front, he's just like, oh, this is the girl with the nice toes. Show off them toes. And I'm like, ooh, yes. You know, I do a little like shuffle, like one foot in front of the other, like, ooh, yeah, look at these toes. I did it myself type thing, you know? And luckily, I just naturally got nice feet. So I don't have to do much with my toes, but it worked for me. So it was like, yeah, girl with the nice toes, she got in. I'm like, yes, thank you, Lord, because I needed this to get in because I couldn't wait till next month to get this appointment because I'm leaving next week. So that's how I finessed myself into the DMV because I had nice toes.
This whole time you were talking, I've been like hoping and praying that you were lying. Like, what? Did you really get into the DMV?
Yes, girl. I had no appointment, but I got in because homeboy said I got nice toes. That is my life. I always think about how I get into different places, like how, like, I would go to New York all the time for New York Fashion Week, and I was under the age of 21, but I would get into all these different places under the age of 21. And all these people would meet me, and I'd be like, yeah, I'm 20. They're like, oh, I thought you were at least 21. Now I feel weird talking to you. I'm like, no, it's okay. I'm cool, remember? They're like, yeah, you are. You know? So I'm like, how did I finesse all these different things?
Personality.
Just being me. And I just think it's by the grace of God.
Amen. I'm so shocked. Start the OnlyFans for your feet, though. I mean, might
If
as
I can
well.
make some money off of them, it'll pay off the remaining money that I owe VC.
I don't even want to talk about it. Well, like, I think foot fetishes are like up there in like the fetish like top tier like fetishes or whatever. So I think like a lot of
Yeah,
people have like foot fetishes. So like, get your money, please do it, girl.
maybe I should, because I don't have to show my face. You know?
Mm-mm, not at all. I don't have cute feet,
That's
and this is
okay.
like
It doesn't necessarily have to be cute feet for what I know. I just think it's nice feet, you know?
my
But
feet aren't like horrible. They're not like the toenails like they're not like dark or anything. You know, you see like some people's feet like that. Like I think they're cute or whatever. Like they look nice for me. Like they're okay as long as I keep them done. But
yeah.
like it's just not one of those things where it's just like it's not a selling point for me. It's just it's not a selling point for me. But like I do my thing. I try to make sure that you look cute. But luckily, I don't really care for open toe shoes like that, so it's like not a big deal. I
Yeah,
hate
that's
open toe
good.
shoes. But you, on the other hand, I'm gonna help you set up your OnlyFans.
You know, my feet popping out in the sand. Me and my
Yeah,
Birkenstocks. I was wearing some white Birkenstocks, and my toes are just popping out. So maybe that's the key. Mm. I can really make some bands off of OnlyFans. Ooh, that rhymes. I'm so about it.
listen, I think you should do it. All these celebrities are out here charging $30 a month so you could watch them cook with their shirt off in the kitchen. Listen, make your OnlyFans for your feet.
Five
Do your
dollars for
thing.
my feet. Unlimited
That's
access. I post every day. Ain't no problem. You want pink nail polish? That's cool. You pay that $5. I can go down to Target, get that $5 nail polish. Let's go. You
when
know,
we
like I
stop
could do it.
when we stop recording. I want you to look up on YouTube. Made $800 in a week selling feet pics. I want you to look those videos up. It's gonna be a bunch of videos because I've been thinking about it for years. But like I said, like my feet ain't that cute.
40
So like,
years. 40 years. No, but like I kind of want to now.
do it, and then you could listen. I got you some content ideas. Get you some different open toe shoes and just post those every day.
Wait.
And you could just like show off, and this could be a whole thing where like you're using like when you try to like major in fashion merchandising, showing off the product as well as your feet. See what I mean?
Yeah. You ready for the name?
What is?
You ready for my name?
I'm ready.
Lee's Feet.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna give it a 1. Like if I saw it, like I wouldn't really like click on it. You know what I mean?
Oh, so you mean I gotta make it captivating?
Just like just show that you tried. You know what I mean?
$5 feet, Florida feet, feet in the sand,
All
sandy
right.
feet, like
You
sandy
can use
cheeks.
flow. Not like overly excited about it.
Hey, you gonna be my manager? We gonna get this right. I'll give you 10% starting out, and if he's successful, I can bring it up a little bit higher.
But no, maybe we should get into our music.
I have listened to Young Millie. Was that her name? Two
Flow
Millie?
Millie?
Flo Millie?
Yeah.
Okay, so she has been one person who has motivated me, I will say for sure. Because I'm just like, yes, like, all these niggas are whack. Like, that is true. Like, a true fact. Like, I'm just like, she is Shakespeare in this bitch. Like, wow. Like, this is going to take it to another level. So I really like Flo Millie. That is like the new revelation that I've gone through in this life.
I'm happy you're here with us. Welcome. All of us agree that Flo Millie is next up. Like
Yes,
everybody, like when you say Flo Millie's name, everybody's like she's next. I'm
I
like,
hope so.
absolutely. I hope we rally behind her like we did rally behind Doja Cat.
Oh, Lord.
I'm
Pray for her.
a lot of her songs still hit, so like I don't really. Sometimes I don't know what to believe when it comes to that.
But no, I definitely get compared to Doja Cat more than I would like to. admit.
Oh God, that's funny. As far as music, girl, I don't even.
Another album I finally listened to was Pop Smoke. I'm real late to the game on that one, but I finally listened to that.
How'd you like it?
I liked it. I like him, R.I.P. And that's another thing that got me thinking. I was just like, damn, like he would have been a musical legend if he wasn't taken away from
Absolutely.
us so soon. And I guess because he was taken from us so soon, he's able to like snatch that spot. But like, I can just only imagine the golden music we would have been able to gotten from him if he was still around. Because this album was heat, pure heat. The features he had on it too,
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, he had everybody on this shit. Everybody was on this shit. I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is so good.
I haven't like listened to the album in its entirety. I think it was Megan Thee Stallion. She had a video where like she was shaking her ass in the water, and like Diana was playing
Yeah,
Pop Smoke, and I was like, I don't like this song, so I went to it and I went and like listened to it, and then there's been other songs that I've like heard, like just like because like if I go to like one track on my phone and then like a bunch of tracks related to it starts playing, and then some of his songs from that album pop up, but like I haven't like went back to it. I do think I am because I like his voice a lot,
me too.
and it makes me so upset that he's like gone because like I didn't know of his music. I knew he was really popular, but I didn't go and listen to his music until like he passed. Um, and like I was like, wow. So I just missed like the whole like Dior like thing because like that song's really good. So I
Yeah,
was just like, wow. So then like when his new album came, I was like, I'm gonna go listen to it, but I never went to actually go listen to it. And then I've heard a few songs, but Diana is like my song. Like I don't know what it is, but like as soon as I hear that whole part where he's like, "Cheers to you," that sample, and I'm just like, yes. Like I'll replay that song in my car like 5 times. It's such a good song.
it really
He said, "I
is.
need your number," and that's that. I would like see like sometimes I don't like aggression. You know what I mean? But like if somebody like talks to me like that, it's just like I feel I should just give you my number. You say you need it, so I might as well. And
Yep.
like one thing he did say in that song, it bothers me, but at the same time, it's like I don't know if you know this about me, but I have like this thing for hood niggas. Like it's just in my heart
Yeah.
of hearts. I just love them so much. But he was like,
Same.
"Don't let me in it, because I might breed you." And I was like, that's kind of. I'm not a dog, so like I'm just like no. But then at the same time, I'm just like,
Would you want to say yes? Would you want to be right there and be like, okay, you know?
but yeah, his music's really good. Like I think just like with most like rappers that come out nowadays, like when I hear that they're like really popping, I'm just like, oh, okay. And I just think they're just gonna be like gone. But like his
Yep.
music, like that's what I thought it was gonna be when I first heard people talking about him last year. But then like now that I've heard his music, I'm like, oh, he really, really, really had talent. And like it sucks that I'm just now getting to like notice that. I
Yeah.
felt the same way about like Roddy Ricch too. Cause like before I was just like, oh,
Yes.
okay. But now I'm just like, absolutely, turn that nigga up.
And he's low key beautiful in my book. Like when I
I
look at him,
love
I'm
him.
like, ooh,
So
like I want someone like him to come around my corner, or maybe he can come
pretty
around my corner. I can be like, what's up, you know? But like he's beautiful in my opinion.
gorgeous. Like
Ah,
it's ridiculous. He's very nice to look at.
yes.
Um
And you know who I don't really care much for is the baby. I never really thought like saw the appeal in him. He looked like a little pit bull to me, but like Roddy Rich, he could get it, you know?
I think it's the way the baby talks,
That's about
like
it.
that kind of it's his confidence for us. Cause like I don't want to say I hate short men, but like I hate short men. So like I don't like it. Like it's just like I don't know what it is, but I don't really like short men like that. But like something
Yeah.
about the baby was just like what's the song Cash Shit by Megan. in him. It's so good. Like his verse, I was like, I'm intrigued. You know what I mean? Like I would like to know. I like to experience what you're talking about. But I don't know. Nowadays, I'm kind of off him. Like I'm over it. Like honestly,
Yeah.
like it was cute at first when Suge first came out, but now I'm just like, all right, I'm over the type. I did see that Lil Durk and Drake have a song out. I think it came out today. I don't
Yeah, everybody's been
particularly
talking
listen.
about that. I haven't listened to it
Yeah,
yet though.
I don't really listen to Lil Durk like that.
Neither do
But
I.
I think I might listen to it. I guess because like everybody else likes it, so I'm gonna go check it out and see how I feel about it. I'm very open to like listening to new things. Sometimes I have to be in the mood for it, but I'm open to listening to like new artists and like, well, he's not new, but like new artists for me and trying to figure out if I like their music or not. Because I remember when Lil Baby and Drake had that song that was about to come out, I was like, why is that happening? But then I was like, this is a really good song. So, and I like Lil Baby, so it's just like,
I do
okay.
too.
Like, another person who I thought that was going to just be here and gone. Like, but music still actually really good. I can see why he gets 200 in occasion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I rediscovered, because I didn't really listen to the deluxe version of Chilumbo when she dropped it last month, I think.
Yeah.
But when I did, I went to it the other day, and I listened to those specific, because I had to listen to things in order for albums
Same here.
sometimes. So like when I go to an album, I have to listen to it in order. So when I listened to the deluxe, I was like, well, I'm still going to start at track one, even though I've already heard like all of these songs. But by the time that I was ready to stop listening to music, I hadn't got to the deluxe songs yet. So like I had to force myself to go listen to the deluxe songs by itself. And I really love Above and Beyond. That song is like, the lyrics are just really good.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then her Summer 2020 track, because I always love the interlude from the regular album, but then the actual track on this album is still really good. But
Yeah.
I'm not listening to anything like crazy. Still Chloe and Halle. Still Tiana
Yes.
Taylor.
Yes.
Still Janae. Like it's nothing new here. It's the same thing. If you look at my most listened to tracks from May, honestly, from March through whatever month we're in now, it's the same songs over and over again,
See, I need you to have
sprinkled in
Apple
some
Music so
gospel.
I can stalk you.
See, here's the thing: Beyonce doesn't release exclusively on Apple Music,
I
so
know. You use
everybody's
Tittle?
always like, "Huh?"
You use Tittle?
Yes, I do use Tidal. Everybody's always like, why do you use that? And I'm like, because Beyonce's husband owns it. So that means when she's ready to drop something at any moment, it's going to be on my phone before it's on your Spotify account. So
So I might as well. How much you pay for Title?
it's $10.99.
Oh shoot. That's maybe. Actually, no. I think I still have the student discount on Apple Music, so I'm maybe paying like $5, like
Yeah,
$4.99,
probably.
something like that.
I was thinking about going ahead and trying to change my account to a student one. But then I was just like, that's too much work for me to have to like add all the songs back to a different account. And I don't
It
have time for
is.
it. So I would just rather pay my $10.99. But a lot of people are like, Tidal's so expensive, but there is a more expensive version of it that gives you like HD, like better quality music. But like I don't hear an issue with like my music. And
What?
at some point I had Spotify and Tidal, and like they sounded the same to me. So like it's just like I don't know what quality music the $20 version of Tidal is giving you,
Yeah.
but
What are you supposed to be sitting right in front of the artist while they sing? Like, is that what it is? Like, what?
I don't
What else
know.
can you get?
I don't know. I don't even know if they still have that tier anymore. Like, cause I'm telling you, like, there's so much stuff up there. There's like interview videos and all that good stuff. I love it. I like Tidal. I like Apple Music. It was just at the point right now. Well, I am at the point where I could pay for both. Both. It's just when I first got Tidal, I was at the point where I could only pay for one streaming service, and I was just like, Beyonce, it's what I'm choosing. So I might get Apple Music again. I don't know.
Apple Music really isn't worth it. Like I said, I would only want you to get Apple Music so I can stalk what you listen to, because that's really why I use it originally. I'm just like, oh, so who's so and so listening to? Oh, they added new music to their playlist. Let me see what they got going on there. That's about it. Like it really is.
I listen. My sister has like a whole like she's like a playlist queen. That's like her favorite thing is like somebody added my playlist to their music, and I'm like, okay, girl. Like I don't get what she's talking about because I don't have Apple Music, but she's like really excited.
I'm telling you, because it's like I love making a playlist. Making a
hmm
playlist is almost like therapy for me, you know, where I'm just like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna put all this music together, and then when someone else appreciates that art piece that I put together, I'm just like, all right, like that's real love right there. Like they listened to what I put together, like you liked it, you liked it, you know, like I really, it really makes me feel some type of way.
I get it though. I do understand it. Like I get it. I like my music is so personal to me sometimes where I'm just like, I don't want to play it on the speakers. Sometimes I do though, to prove to everybody that I have the superior taste. You know what I mean? But like my taste is really basic when it comes to music. So, what kind of like white artists do you listen to?
Okay, so I told you about Charlotte Day the other day. I really like her. And oh, I want to
hmm
add this real quick. A lot of people when they like meet me, at least like
hmm
men in general, they're just like they're always so surprised like that I listen to like trap music, this, that, and the third. I'm just like, yeah, like just because I seem like your average black white girl, that don't mean I got like diversity in my music. They're just like, oh snap, like like it really just gets me. Everyone's always so surprised who I listen to. But when it comes to R&B, I
hmm
like River Tiber or River Tiber. I don't know how you say that, but he's some white dude that sings R&B. He has a beautiful voice. If I listen to white people, it's like instrumental, if not like kind of jazzy. So there's this
Oh.
like Swedish group, I guess, called Tom Misch and Yusuf
hmm
Deyes, whatever, and they came out with this album called What Kind of Music, and I love listening to just straight instrumentals where it's just like I feel like I'm being put in a whole nother place. Like it's the type of music where I'm driving down the coast, the beach is
hmm
on the left of me, and I'm just like bopping this music. Like that's the type of music that they make for me where I'm blasting. I'm like, like that's not even the music that
That
it's
wasn't
like
the
that
vibe I was
music where I'm
getting at
just like,
first.
yes, I am rolling down my windows down. The wind is coming through those windows, and I am just blasting this music, feeling the vibe. The ocean is to the left of me. I'm feeling it, you know? That's
hmm
the type of music. I don't know if she's white, but she might be some kind of Hispanic. Her name is Cleo Soul. I don't know if you've heard of her, but I really like her.
mm
She came out with this album called Rose in the Dark, and it's really good. Um, and she's the type of person where I really like get in my feelings, and I'm just like, yes, that's how I feel when I'm with a man's. Like that is me. Like I am going through this, honey. Like that is her. And the top tier white person that I listen to is James Blake. And I've been listening to him since I was like in high school or middle school. I love me some James Blake.
He is on a song on Kalani's album called
Yes.
"Breathing." That song, his voice.
Amazing.
Oh my gosh, tears.
Yes.
I'm not even grieving any relationships. That song, I feel it. Like I just be in here, like, yo, I am grieving as well. Like I'm not. I'm not. I don't know anything about that feeling right now, but like that's it. Really like takes you there. It's very soulful. His voice, hmm,
It's
hmm,
angelic. Like
it's beautiful.
I love James.
The only white artists I've been listening to are the same list I've been listening to my whole life. like Pink and Paramore. So I just go back to the early 2000s and just
Yes!
But when you were describing driving down like the like coast or whatever, there's a song where I feel like everybody like has that same like specific like feeling when they listen to it. And maybe like you might not, because some people might not like the song. But what's the song? We Are Young by Fun.
Yes!
That song just it just makes you feel like it's like New Year's Eve and everything's just going right and you're just like partying your life away and it's just like the best time of your life.
Exactly.
Maybe we need to blast that song for this year so we can feel better.
I hope by the end of this year I can blast that song and confidently feel like that song, you know? Because I wasted the year 23. Like, this is the one year where I really started to be like, yes, I'm about it. I'm ready to go. But then, nope. You know, so I want to be like tonight. You know, I want to feel that. Like I really do.
Because like we're not young. Well, we are, but like we getting up there. So like we're not gonna be young for long. So like
We cannot talk about we getting up there when we in our beginning of our 20s. There are people that are 50, 60 years old and they are getting up there. So we cannot talk.
I don't know who it was today. I was talking to this girl and she's like 17. And I think my ankle was hurt. And she was like, "Why are you limping?" I said, "I am old."
I have thoroughly enjoyed this and I cannot wait for like what other conversations we have in the future.
We can talk.
I'm so happy that you are in my life. I'm so happy that you have come into my life.
I think everybody always tweets, "You will never be friends with the people you meet at orientation again."
Yes.
And look at us. What's it been, 5 years?
Damn, yeah.
We're going to have to put ourselves on a time limit.
We might.
We're going to do it one day. But like right now, I enjoy the 3-hour long conversations.
Me too.
Because honestly, we still not even sure if the first 30 minutes was recorded or not. So, yeah. And I love you.
I love you too. And I guess I will talk to you next time.
Thank you for listening to the Black and Bougie podcast.